be all good.
Making some minor adjustments, of course.
It takes a minute for everybody to get notified anyway. Hey, we got a viewer. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming in. We're gonna be coming back more. Shamir Abdul Shahid. Okay, we're just gonna get bedtime. We're gonna get bedtime. Alright, we're gonna get to bedtime. And this is gonna be recording to Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be recording to Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Facebook,
bow,
Instagram.
What up, everybody? And we're not going to do this. We're going to cancel this out. Because
Cancel, delete.
Cancel, delete.
Yeah, I gotta hit delete. Oh, see, your Facebook page is different than mine. No, you can still turn it.
No, I gotta turn it. I gotta wait. See now. See? You
Yeah.
know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? Doing.
Yep, I think you got
I'll
it.
make sure of that.
Yep, looks good.
And we gotta delete it again because, bam, we didn't have the recording going. This gotta be going. This gotta be going.
We can start it all at the same time.
Delete. This is for the television show, remember?
Oh, you're actually recording that. See, if you put it on your live, you can save the video.
What up, everybody? What up, Shamir Abdul Shahid from In the Community TV. We're the Veterans TV show with my lovely host,
Robin Salas.
Every week we're going to be bringing out some shows. Every week we're going to be bringing out some things that's very controversial. Before we start, we got to let people know that, bam, 1-800 number, the crisis hotline. You got to dial if you're in any situation like this, not just for suicide.
Right. No, the crisis line is a way you can communicate your distress level. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're suicidal. What the crisis line does is take your information, and if you want to be followed up by the hospital, they can put in consults to the different segments of the Veterans Medical Center. One being the homeless program, or if you're suicidal or think that you may be, they have the suicide watch. They call you like 2-3 times a week, or they ask you when do you want me to check in with you, so they can put in referrals to the medical center to follow up with your situation. Now,
also, not to cut you off, very important for the family members as well. A lot of family members out there, they don't know nothing about this number, right? Y'all see this number every now and then. Going by, you get a card, somebody give you the card, and they call the crisis line. But this have a lot to do with the veteran dependent, the children as well. Explain it, go on.
Well, it's all about recognition. And once we get the VA to recognize that we're not individual soldiers per se, we're actually family units, and we get individualized, this cookie cutter approach is not working. And with 50% of the veterans alive today over the age of 65, we're going to be seeing a whole generation pass away. And when this generation passes away, we're left with a new kind of veteran, one that doesn't know what jungle ammo is about, or the green camouflage that used to be passed out. Now it's all this sandy desert stuff. So it's a whole different ballgame, you know. And especially for those that I work with, the incarcerated population that's been locked up for 25, 30, 35 years, and to have to come out like I did, and I was denied my plan. These people don't even have a plan. They don't even know what all is wrong with them. When I came out of prison, I had pneumonia, I was anemic, and I had a hiatal hernia the size of a football because of lack of care. And we can go on talking about what's wrong with the system, but what we want to do is find out what's good for you, you know, and how you can use this to your advantage.
Right. So that 1-800 number is very, very important, not only to you, the veteran, but also for the veteran family and the dependents also, because there's a lot of benefits that y'all guys are missing out if y'all do not be part of this. Now, last week, again, we're going to say it again, this is a series of topics that we're going to be talking about. Again, some of these series and these discussions are going to be very controversial, right? Very controversial, because a lot of people, they have their own information and they saying, well, that didn't work for them and that's not going to work. And there's a lot of hoopla going out there. People, we're going to be trying to give you the best information that we could give you. It's research. Now, if you don't like what we're saying, you can do your own research. But what we're going to try to do is give you the best research from the best practical example, us, right? So last week we was talking about, to get y'all guys caught up, if y'all missed the first show, come back and Google it. But our co-host is going to appeal, we going to appeal, but we're going to have her talk a little bit about her appeal and why it's so important for y'all guys to understand the steps. Because a lot of y'all guys, y'all get the letter back and y'all don't understand the steps that goes with this, right? There are procedures that you have to follow, there are steps that you have to follow. Our lovely co-host is going to tell you some things about those steps.
Well, what we mentioned last week was the phone call to the regional office to file your intent to file. Your intent to file secures your date for 1 year. That's the date they will start your benefits
and
from.
that form to file the intent is on.
The intent to file is only a phone call to the regional office. There is no form.
See, so when people talk about, did you fill that form out? Let them know.
The intent to file gives you a year. It secures your date. In that time, then you decide, how am I going to present my claim?
Right.
Well, of course, you know, they're doing new claims fairly quickly. But there's the conundrum of, if I give them too much information, they don't want to look at my file. Or if I don't give them enough, they don't have enough to go on. This is why your medical records are so important. Because what you put in the medical records is empirical evidence. And that's what they go by, is what's in the medical record. That's why the crisis line, if you get flagged as homeless or suicidal or needing special services or whatever, then that'll go on to you, and that's actually to your benefit. The controversial part is that people don't want to wear labels. People don't want to be classified, and especially wrong classifications.
Right.
Because if that's not who we are, we can't prove it that it is.
And it's very hard, once you prove it, to disapprove it. So that label that they give you, make sure that's the label that you wish for them to classify you on, because classification is very, very important. That's the first step. When you go, and again, when you call this hotline, understand what you need. Whether you're a family member, dependent, understand what your needs are and try to be real clear what your needs are.
These people will help you work through that. This is for, like, when I'm in the street and I get lost and I get frustrated and stuff. And sometimes the bubbles just are not enough.
Yeah.
Just like
She bubbles.
Just like the cannabis is not
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
You know.
We gotta understand that there's so much that veterans needs are, and when they're not met, what happens with that veteran? It spills over to not, to that one veteran, but it spills to out the family and to the whole community. So, people, you have to understand it's very, very important. When you help one veteran, you're helping the community. Imagine when you help 2 veterans. So, again, just to get your guys caught up, you called, you got the tent, you did appeal, you did your claim, and they came back and again.
Right.
What happened?
So let's say you put in your claim, you got a decision back. Well, it comes in a couple of different parts. You have the statement of the case, which goes into details, and this is where when they have the issue at the top, right then and there, you know what it is that they're deciding on. For me, they didn't look at my claim. They just did a blanket cookie cutter, get it off my desk. So they didn't address anything in my claim. So we have a year after the decision to file a notice of disagreement. And with that, you can just let them know that you're just disagreeing with that. If they want more information, that's when you include your previous claim and detail why is it you didn't address this or this, So in the statement of the case, they go over the codes. They actually list the code and tell you how they came up with the decision according to the code.
And we discussed last week how important it is to have the codes. How important it is for y'all guys to know that the codes are very, very important. Okay? So understand, like, again, this is a series that we're going to be giving y'all guys back and forth. We're going to be discussing a lot of things with this series. So if y'all guys miss any of the series, any of the days, any of the shows.
Well, they're on the Facebook. They'll be on the Wounded Warriors Behind Bars Facebook page as well.
Or
Robin Walker Salas is my Facebook or Instagram.
And y'all always could go to in the community
All them social
TV,
medias.
right? And Facebook. So again, we're going to be dipping and dabbing into some of my cases as well, my appeals. You got to understand that when you file your appeals, if the first part is rejected, you can always come back with an appeal, or you can file a disagreement. Now, when you file a disagreement, make sure you have the numbers in there and the reason why you are disagreeing.
Well, I don't know. I put the code numbers, and I think
Code
that probably
numbers,
might have
right.
hurt me if I put actual code numbers and said I'm this instead of
Yeah,
this.
right.
I have to get my doctors to say these things.
Right.
And this is a conundrum, well, at least with head trauma. And I know a lot of the newer veterans are coming back with the head traumas, and they just really don't understand that. And so one of the things about the claims is the physical. They want you to go get a physical. But I'll tell you now, their appointment people only have in Maryland or Virginia, no Washington, D.C.
So so remember, your claim is based on 3 things, right? Diagnosis, treatment, and medication. Okay? So by all means, make sure you're getting those 3 things when you are pursuing your claim. I'm going to say it again, 3 things. And later on, we're going to have our green screen going on, and you're going to see drop downs and all that good stuff. But remember, 3 things you're going to have, which is very, very, very important. You must be diagnosed with a symptom.
No.
Yeah. Number 2, you must have treatment. Number 3, you must have medication. All right, those 3 things. Okay.
No, those are not must. That's not
So
a hard fast rule.
We're gonna be disagreeing. We're gonna be disagreeing.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of, especially since Reagan redid the whole mental health policy,
Okay.
there is no necessity. They can't make you take medicine.
Right.
And this is the issue with, they're trying to give you medicine that doesn't work for you.
Holistic.
You can say no.
Right.
Because Reagan made it so that
Right.
you're not forced to treat it.
Right. Now, again, what we're saying is the same thing. Don't think that we're disagreeing. What we're saying is that some of your doctors, they're going to be looking for those 3 things. Some of the people who are looking at your case is going to be looking at those 3 things. Now, again, it's up to you to say, because of my conditions, I'm not going to take medication. I'm going to be treated a different way. They need to see that other way you're being treated. Okay?
And
that's
where, for me,
right.
Bringing over the cannabis culture.
Right.
Because they've left me no alternatives except for cannabis and other herbs. I partake of some cleansing herbs regularly to help keep the body toxic free. You know, it's real hard in the city.
Yeah. But see, this, and not to cut you off, and yeah, people will stop complaining about cutting her off too. Anyway, what we're saying is that there are certain things that you must do to get your case going, and to get your case approved, right? However you do it, they're going to be looking for those 3 things. They're going to be looking in your record for your doctor's statement.
You know what? I think we can resolve this by having a rating specialist come on the show.
Cool.
And have someone that actually looks over the cases and decides those cases if I can get in touch with them. May have to go to DC to do that. You know, nobody wants to come on.
We're going to be doing that. So again, we're going to be reaching out to a lot more people. There's a lot more that we're going to be discussing. Every yeah. Let's jump back sidebar. Do you think that there's some more information that you wanted to share with them concerning your case?
Well, because when they ask you to go to these physicals, and all of them are 15 or 20 miles away, there is a reimbursement form for travel. You can be reimbursed. It's a C&P exam. You get 100% reimbursement on
now,
C&P exams.
Tell them that name again, because see, a lot of y'all guys, when y'all get these letters, y'all not going to understand the terminology. C&P
well, no,
exam.
it's pretty. It's pretty. It says we have requested examination through a private medical facility in order to determine your current level of disability.
Now show them what the letter look like, because again, family members, y'all get these letters. Some of y'all guys are throwing them away. I mean, because y'all don't know what it is, right? But your veteran friend, your veteran loved one, your family members out there, they need this, all right?
Yeah, so, anything from Department of Veterans Affairs, you know, I think everybody keeps.
No, everybody don't, not.
Really?
No.
I
I'm
guess
telling you how many times I threw it away. I'm being like this. No. All right, we're going to make this real simple, all right? If you are filing a claim, right? Please let your family members know. Let somebody know, even if you're not there, even if you're not residing there. So when you get this mail, they can keep it. Yeah. Because if they don't know what it's about, they will throw it away. I'm sorry.
Anything from Department of Veterans Affairs should be regarded as holding on to material. Because even if they just say, "Oh, we received your claim," we received your application. Well, that corresponds with the date, because they made my decision in February, but I'm getting the letter in March. So what? It's about holding people accountable. Now, there's 2 ways you can go. You can give them too much paperwork, in which case you may be rejected, or you cannot give them enough. We already said that. So by getting these papers and having in front of you what your steps are. Now, okay, getting back to the exams in another area, they can give you travel, but like for me, it was so far away that Metro, all of that, just couldn't. So I called the regional office and told them, dude, I can't get out to Largo. What, you know? So in the computer, they have me letting them know that I couldn't get to the physicals. Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Make sure you guys also work with transportation when you do that. Actually, I was traveling from Kentucky to DC, and it was approved. Okay, they was giving me money to do that. They was reimbursing me money to go from Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, to
VA to VA.
VA to VA.
VA to VA.
But you gotta make sure. All right, listen, we're gonna cut this. We're gonna come back to part 2. We're gonna follow up. Stay here. Don't go nowhere. We're going to come back. Our lovely host is going to be talking to you more about what you need to do, and how to understand your case. All right, come right back. What I want to do is I want to set this again because I want to make sure we're recording.
Does it have an automatic timer?
Yeah, but I want to make sure when it cut off, it's like, why did it cut off?